I'll give you a beautiful example how your concept has to be understood, how subject has to be taken, which is there in our epics. You must know that Dronacharya, if you want any teacher to be called as efficient teacher, 100,000 teachers, eminent teachers of the world of today cannot be equivalent to one Dronacharya preceptor of that day. That was their capacity of knowledge and training the students. There are nothing. That type of teacher had complaint from Kaurava children that he is not a good teacher, he is partial, he is showing more importance to that batch, Pandava batch, maybe some 2 batches are there, and so they are doing well and they are not able to do well. Why, then Bhishma is the mentor of all the children. He says, why you have done that for Kauravas? They are also our children. Then he says, I won't give you any answer. You come with me on one Sunday. So on every Sunday they go to take abhyanga. That means oil bath. All of you should have that once in a week. But I don't know, you are all very stylish. You don't even apply oil. And you don't even want all those things. But again, all these things are coming back in your NEP education. Don't worry. I think next all these things will come. NEP education is education for life, not the outcome of it, and then they will take you at the national level and they will put you there. Your children or your other next generation. So, when they took all the children for our oil bath, Kauravas and Pandavas, and then Bhishma and Dronacharya, they were walking up towards the river. So, on the way they had to encounter a very big Kalpavruksha banyan tree. And so they thought that, and by then Dronacharya remembered that he has not brought the oil. Tyler he didn't bring. So immediately, normally what we do, teachers, when we see that the person who voluntarily reciprocates and who comes forward for any help, we tell that child. Dronacharya told Arjuna, come on Arjuna, go and get the thana, go and get the oil. So he went to the kutira and these people sat there, listen this. Dronacharya, everything by shloka only those days. Even your scientific concepts are written in shlokas. If you want, I can give you 101 examples. 101 examples. Formulation of mathematics, how it was done. I can tell you. So nicely they have done. So, he wrote one shloka on the floor, sand. Not book, not pen, not pencil. Everything was taught through sand and oral, that's all. Then he wrote that and he told all the children around there, while reading this shloka, you should go on chanting this shloka, but you should shoot the arrow vertically, and then I should see that, banyan tree has got millions and millions of leaves. Not one, you can't count. Can you count? It's like counting stars. We'll become full of the first order. Okay? We cannot count. So, in all the leaves, millions of leaves, at a time, one single hole. Hole means other vana, bindu. Hole should happen. That is the knowledge strength of the archery. That knowledge cannot be, we cannot even learn Allah, we cannot even pronounce. That is the archery knowledge they had. So then he said, everybody wanted to do, but Duryodhana, I can do within 1 minute. This self-pride is wrong. Having pride for yourself to compete and to perform and to work is the pride we want. Then he said, Dronacharya said, okay, do it. He is also intelligent. Then he chanted that mantra and then he shot the arrow, all the leaves, one same measurement. As bees are our examples for construction of the cells, I think no cell can be irregular. So measurement is so good, God has created, we have taken from them, but we don't put so meticulously. So all the leaves had one particular hole. Duryodhana told them, Bhishma will see, he is so intelligent, why are you curbing him and all? He had some hot discussion. Then they went to Madhyana, they had oil bath, Arjuna also came. All of them, they had to pass through the same Kalparusha, they came there. Because distance is half the way, so they took again rest there. And Dronacharya, deliberately he makes them to take rest there. All of them sat there and they were just, he told one mantra and then they were looking up in all the leaves, second hole was very uniformly done. Duryodhana did only one. How did one more hole came there? All the leaves. Then everybody, Duryodhana is so impulsive of the result. If you are impulsive for the result, learning will come down. If you are impulsive, you are very impulsive to crack the exam and get first rank. That may be a goal, but you should not become impulsive. You should not become yourself overwhelming with your success. Then it's wrong. This is what happened in Duryodhana's case. Already you are talking without our knowledge. So I think somebody must have done this for whom you taught. This way only Arjuna came. Then everybody started having discussion. Arjuna stood up and he apologized to his Guru. Then he said, Guru means it's a teacher, means all of you should respect anybody who walks across here. Otherwise you are not going to get blessings. They think that this person is so useless and that doesn't have minimum courtesy to see the elders and wish and then go forward. Minimum culture to be taught at home is missing now. Then he said, I am the one who did the second one. How come? Shloka when I wrote you were not there. How to shoot the arrow when I told you were not there. Who taught you this? Then again Duryodhana started helling. Then he said, oh no, this is what you have done. And then Arjuna told all of you keep quiet. Let me listen to Arjuna. This is where you people should understand. Arjuna says, I was walking across the side. Suddenly I saw my Guru's handwriting here on the sand. That means he has written some shloka. That means it's a very important shloka and when Guru has written it is very sacred. I didn't want the passers-by to stamp my Guru's handwriting. Look at the respect and reverence. This itself will bless you. Arjuna's sought blessings were because of all these things. Then I saw that, but I was about to rub it. Then I saw all around. Scientific vision is, scientific knowledge is not looking at things, not seeing at things, not knowing things, but observing and understanding and revisiting the concepts. Revisiting the concepts. So he has revisited 100 times. The shloka is all around. So horizontally he saw there is something. Vertically he saw something. His attention was strong. Is what you have to see for information in the textbooks and elicit more knowledge from the teachers by really observing the subject and the concept. Then he thought that there is direct connection, relation between this and that, cause and effect, science, cause and effect. Then he thought that first let me learn this shloka. He learned and then he chanted, he shot the arrow and then all the leaves had moved. That's all. Before rubbing, he wanted to know the shloka. When Duryodhana got up, you are so selfish. You have rubbed it again. I would have made third one. Why did you rub the shloka? Again I come back here, practice. What is practice? It is not that 101 times you do, but the one time you do, how much you understand and how much you have really concentrated and how much you are going to give is very important. How long you study is not important. How much you studied is important. How well you studied is important for that understanding, and this is very important. He said, no, I have not traveled. You want shloka? Duryodhana, you want shloka? I'll give you. Why I wrote this? I didn't want my guru's handwriting to be stamped. It should not become an insult to my guru, disrespect to my guru. That is the reference we had for Dronacharya. Then where is the shloka? He said, why? Shloka should not be on the floor. It should be in my memory. You understand? He took the shloka to his memory, file, saved. You save only in computer, but you should save in your brain. Immediately you learn and save. How to save? To understand. He understood the shloka. He understood the effect of that. And then he shot the arrow. He said, come on, I will write the shloka. Then Dronacharya told Pitamaha Bhishma, there are two categories of students always in the world. One is result oriented, one is knowledge oriented, and one is really life oriented living, not living oriented life. Arjuna falls in this category. He really wants knowledge and application of knowledge. He will be ever successful, and he is only result oriented. Always he is thinking of, I should be appreciated. That's why I told you, you should live to get impressed but not to impress. Arjuna didn't live to get impressed, but he lived for impressing. That's all. Knowledge is this. See around, subject in the relationship, how it is related to that. Because the science starts with cause and effect relationship, and causal relationship goes with uniformity of nature. Under similar conditions, the same cause produces the same effect. That's all. This is what you people have to understand. Whether it is Arjuna's example, whether it is cup example, you should understand three things. If you want to drink the nectar of success and be happy, you people have to have three levels. Concentrate, understand, and last one, practice with proper understanding and concentration. If these two are not there, this practice becomes zero. So with this particular message, all the do's and don'ts, they are given in great length, and I am known for my discipline right from the first day of my life as a teacher. I built this institution to set as a role model institution like our National College or better than National College. I want to really see my mentor Dr. H. Narasimhaiah really in this campus as a soul. This is what my thing. I really respect my teachers. Even Aksharam Kalisidatam Guru. Even if somebody has told something good, he is your Guru. If somebody has told you that, please take care of your life, she is your Guru. So the more you give reverence and respect to Gurus, the greater the blessings you get. Decide for yourself whether you should live like a robot or you should live like the students of yesteryears. Thank you so much.